let's talk about AI projects. You see some that just take off like a rocket. And then you see others that, well, they just never even make it to the launch pad. So what's the secret? It's usually not the fancy algorithm. Today, we're going to put together the missing manual for AI projects, and we're zeroing in on the one thing that can make or break you before you write a single line of code: your resources.
Right? We hear about the amazing potential of AI all the time, but what you don't always hear about is the huge number of projects that just fizzle out. So what is it? What's the hidden roadblock that's stopping so many of these big ideas in their tracks?
And here's the thing. You might think, oh, the model wasn't smart enough, or the data was messy. And sure, those things matter. But the real reason, the one that trips people up most often, is way less glamorous. It really comes down to having the right stuff in place right from the very beginning.
Look, getting this right isn't some kind of black magic. It's actually a pretty straightforward approach. Success in AI is basically built on three big pillars. You need the right people, you need the right technology, and you need the right plan to bring it all together. So let's break down each one.
Okay, first up, and honestly, this is the most important one: the people. Because, no matter how cool the tech gets, at the end of the day, AI is built by people for people.
Think about building an AI team like you're putting together an orchestra. Your data scientists, they're the composers, writing the masterpiece. But that music doesn't get heard without data engineers building the concert hall, and the MLOps engineers conducting the entire show. Then you've got your UX designers making sure the audience has a great experience, the subject matter experts who, actually wrote the story the music is telling, and of course the ethics experts, making sure the whole performance is safe and responsible. It's a total team sport.
So you're probably looking at that list and thinking, whoa, we do not have all those people on our payroll. And you know what? That's totally normal. It's a huge challenge for a lot of companies. So what's the move?
This is where you get into that classic build versus buy decision. Your own team, they know your company inside and out. That's gold. But sometimes you need a specialist, like right now, maybe a top-tier expert in natural language processing for just one project. That's when you bring in external help. The key is to blend the deep knowledge of your internal team with the specialized skills of outside experts when you need them most.
All right, so we've assembled our all-star team. Now we've got to give them the right tools for the job. That brings us to our second pillar, the technology.
And I'm not talking about just getting everyone a faster laptop. Think about it like you're building a Formula One car. You need a crazy powerful engine, your GPUs and TPUs. You need a massive fuel tank, which is your data lake. You need a high-tech GPS and control system, that's your Kubernetes. And of course, you need an unbreakable safety cage, which is all your security. You can't win the race if any of those pieces are missing.
And then, on top of the hardware, you've got all this specialized software. This is like the car's dashboard and diagnostics. Your cloud platform is the main operating system. Your MLOps suites are the engine management systems. You've got tools to fine-tune everything, like data annotation platforms and all the gauges to monitor performance. You even have what's basically a crash test simulator. That's your adversarial testing, to make sure this thing is safe before it hits the road.
Now, here's a piece of advice that is absolutely critical but so easy to overlook. When you're buying all these tools, don't just look at the shiny features. The real pro move is to get your legal and procurement folks involved early. Make sure those contracts cover you for the long haul, with support, with updates, and especially with data protection. Trust me, this will save you so many headaches later on.
Okay, people, check. Technology, check. So what's the final piece of this puzzle? It's the glue that holds it all together and makes sure everyone is pulling in the same direction, the plan.
A good plan is way more than just a calendar with deadlines. It's a strategy for how you use your team and your tech. You got to map the right people to the right tasks, figure out who's busy when, and line everything up with your big project goals. And here's where AI is different. Look at step 4. You have to plan to experiment. It's not a straight line. You're going to have these cycles of trying things, testing, and retraining that has to be built in from the start.
This leads to this super important idea called contingency capacity. Basically, it's like packing extra snacks and a first aid kit for a hike. You don't know if you'll get lost or if the trail will be harder than you thought, so you prepare. In AI, this means you build extra time and extra budget into the plan because you know you're going to hit some dead ends and need to try different things. It's how you stay flexible enough to actually innovate.
So, when you boil it all down, what's the recipe for a successful AI project? Well, it all kicks off with getting that brilliant, multidisciplinary team together, the right people.
Then you have to give them what they need to actually do their magic, the powerful tools, the solid infrastructure, the right technology. And finally, you guide all that talent and tech with a smart, flexible strategy that knows experimentation isn't a bug, it's a feature, the right plan. These 3 pillars, they're your blueprint for success.
So there you have it. You've built the perfect launch pad. You've got the best crew, the most advanced ship, and a flight plan that's ready for anything. You're all set up for success. But as you're about to hit the big red button, there's one last question you really need to ask yourself. Is your organization truly ready for where this rocket is about to take you?